Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is the first video in a new series that I want to start about being the main character and unlocking all different parts of yourself, overcoming things and being the best version of you. I haven't figured out a name for it yet, so we're just rolling with the fact that this is the first episode. But yeah, so today I want to talk about body confidence, and I'm just going to go into it. We're going to have a deep chat. I'm going to tell you some personal stories, and we're also going to pop some tips and tricks in there as well, because body confidence is so important and it's a topic that is being talked about more, but it is something that is a marathon, not a sprint. So any little piece of advice will help and will help your journey. Now, I will admit that body confidence can be a journey because it is one that I have been on and am still on. If I'm completely honest, for a long time I pretty much hated myself. I hated the way I looked. Whereas now I can sit here filming a video. I know you can't see the bottom half of me, but I literally wouldn't even be able to wear this. And I'm wearing this top, and like I couldn't have done that even a year ago. And it just goes to show how much, when you accept yourself, like how much better everything gets, I guess. I've always been the more sizable of my friends. I've copped a lot of comments about it during high school, and honestly I get comments about it even now, but they don't faze me as much as they used to. Whereas in high school it would literally tear me to shreds and I would be so upset. Like, you know it's bad when you hear it from students, but it's even worse when you hear it from your tutor, who is a grown adult. So believe me, I've been there, I've done that. I have had the negativity come from other people, which is then internalized, but now I just kind of don't care, and I'm going to teach you how to not care as well. The first thing that I want to touch on with body confidence is that if you are concerned about your weight, weight fluctuates. It fluctuates so much, and it's not necessarily going to be the same all the time because of this. Especially with girls, because of our periods and everything, we can bloat, our weight can fluctuate then. Even just literally drinking a glass of water can make such a difference. So don't count what's on the scales. I was watching a video and this girl was like, it's literally just the amount of gravity that's holding you to the ground, because when you're on the moon, you're weightless, which is really interesting perspective to put it into. So like, your weight is literally just a number. It doesn't define you. And honestly, I'm at the point where I'm not even weighing myself because I really don't care. I just care how I look, and if I'm happy with how I look, then that's okay. And if I'm not, then I need to come to terms with how I am, and if I want to change it, then I'll change it. But weight does fluctuate, and weight isn't the be all and end all. It is more about the way that you perceive yourself and that you feel happy when you look in the mirror. And it's something that can be difficult, but it's so empowering when you work on it and you look at yourself and you're like, damn, I love that girl. So when I wasn't in love with my body, I was at the point where I was like, I need to follow all these fitness people so that I feel inspired to look like them, because I hate the way I look and I just want to look like those people. Whereas in reality, now I follow literally the best people who look like me, who are so confident, and it just makes me feel so much more uplifted, because I'm seeing these people that are just like me, that are absolutely thriving. And there's so many different shapes, sizes, colors, genders, and all of these things that amount to the population. Nobody is the same, but there are people that you can relate to. And I think following people, especially on social media, where beauty standards are often distorted, I guess, like you see those videos where people morph people's faces into the perfect face. It's not it. Everybody's perfect in their own right, and I think that's really important. But make sure that you are following the people that make you feel the best about yourself. So for example, some of my favorite people to follow are Demi Donnelly. She is so funny. She is literally the best person, and I love her content. I love how confident she is, and she just like literally brightens up my day. The next person is actually a girl that I'm in a course with, and her name is Emma. It's Emma Story Style on Instagram, and she's all about mid-size style, and I just find her so motivating and she just makes me feel so good about myself. I can't even explain it. And of course, I can't not mention Shelby, who is also in the group. Her @ is She Chonky, and she is literally the best person. She's all about body positivity. She's so funny, and she just makes me feel so uplifted. Like, I can't even put it into words, but she's so good. So those are a select amount of people that I follow that make me feel so uplifted and so confident and so good about myself, and they just keep reminding me to just be me and love me for it. So I think if you are finding these people that are making you feel good, then follow them and unfollow the people that aren't making you feel good. And if you don't want to unfollow because you feel rude about it, you can always just mute their accounts. They don't need to know. You can still follow them, they've still got the number, but you just don't have to consume their content because it's toxic for your mindset. This next one took a long time for me to come to terms with, and I literally probably only came to terms with it within the past 3 months, and that is that clothes should fit you. You should not fit into clothes. Let me explain. So often I see people being like, I need to fit into this size of clothing. I want to be a size 12. I want to be a size this. I want to be a size that. That's not how it works. And it's a brutal thing to like realize, and it can be confronting because the numbers are scary. But for example, I am 14 to 16 in my jeans typically. I had to buy jeans the other day that were a size 18 and they didn't even fit me. I probably wouldn't have fit in a 20. I probably would have had to get a 22 when I am typically a 14 to 16. Like, that's not okay. No wonder our images are so distorted of ourselves because the numbers aren't correct. So I think once you know that clothes should fit you, you shouldn't fit into clothes, it just feels a lot more centered, a lot better. Like, you just feel a lot better about yourself because you're no longer trying to conform to what society's image of size is. You're just getting clothes that fit you and you feel great in, and you feel good about yourself, and you're no longer letting that number bring you down. And let's be honest, I don't think many of us really liked maths anyway, so why are we letting these numbers control our lives? Like, I get it. I do get it, because I was in a space one time where I was so concerned about the numbers, but honey, I don't even know what size this is anymore. I just know that it fits me and I look good, and damn, I feel fine. Now, the next thing I'm going to say is honestly, I think the best advice I may have ever gotten in my life, and that is to speak to yourself the way that you would speak to your best friend. You would never, ever tell your best friend that they look fat. You would never tell them that they're not worthy. You would never tell them any of the things that go through your brain that make you want to diminish your worth and your well-being. You would treat them with the utmost respect, and you would make them shine and make sure that they feel so self-assured because you love them so much. And the thing is, your body should also be your best friend. You only have one of them. You only have one body. You need to be thankful for it, and you need to treat it right. And that is speaking to it in the way that you would speak to someone that you love, because you should love your body. Now, I'll admit this may not be easy because the biggest critic that you will ever have is going to be yourself. So you might look in the mirror and you might be like, oh, I'm bloated. Like, I look so disgusting. But no, you're bloated. It's something that happens. And honey, you look gorgeous still. You look as beautiful as you did yesterday and the day before that and every other day before that, and every other day after today you're going to look just as beautiful because you are so perfect in your own right. I just think it's so important that once you unlock that, you just feel so much better about yourself. Like right now, I'm sat here and I won't lie to you, there is a roll of stomach underneath this top. And is it my best feature? I wouldn't think so. But I'm grateful because the fact that I have stomach rolls means that I'm getting enough food. It means that I am alive. It means that I am a person, and it's so normal, and I'm still so beautiful because of it. Like this here does not define my worth, and it doesn't define yours either. I promise you. If you have rolls, if you don't, it does not define your worth ever. And the final thing that I want to touch on in this video is that if someone is being mean to you about the way that you look, the chances are it is probably more so a problem with themselves. And it's not necessarily an easy thing to realize, because they're making comments, they're targeted at you, and you're going to take them that way. But the fact is that they honestly are just insecure themselves, and they still need to overcome the way they feel about their body, themselves, everything like that. And they think to feel better, they need to bring you down, because if you're below them, then they're above you, and then they feel better. It doesn't actually ever make them feel better, just to clarify. It never makes a person feel better, but they think it will, and it's unfortunate that that's the route that they go about it, but that's the brutal truth. If they're going to try and bring you down, chances are they also feel really low. So I'm not saying that you have to go out of your way to be kind to this person because they're not being kind to you, but try and remember, if they are giving you that negative feedback, that it's a them problem, it's not a you problem. This is coming from the girl who had a tutor that asked if she needed any weight loss advice, and this is coming from the girl that would walk across the schoolyard and people would shout, "Hey fatty" at, and this is coming from the girl that has been spoken about very poorly before by many people. And I forgive them because I love myself, and that's okay, and they have their opinions and they don't concern me, and that's just the fact. And honestly, I know my worth. I am perfect in my own right, and that's the tea. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it gave you a little bit of insight. Feel free to leave comments down below asking any questions. If you want a part 2 on this where I go a little bit more in depth in some other ways as well, I'll think of some more tips, or I can tell some stories and stuff that you guys can maybe relate to a little bit. And also leave down recommendations for A, what this series should be called, and B, what other episodes that you want to see in it, all about like main character and unlocking your main character and stuff like that, because honey, it's our time to thrive. We've been waiting long enough. We are the main characters in our lives, and it is time for us to be that way, unlock it, thrive in it, all the things. Okay, but this fit is literally everything. All right. Love it.